What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today I have a truly exciting unboxing to dig into for you guys. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it, everyone. It really helps get the videos pushed out there to more people. And feel free to let me know what you are carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. So this unboxing right here, this knife is truly special. This is a fully USA made knife. It's a knife that I have wanted to add to my collection for a very long time. And I set out in 2024 to get one of these, find one of these if possible. And because of a good buddy, Carco, huge shout out to him for selling me this knife. Otherwise, I don't know that I would have found one this year. They are very hard to get, and in this specific configuration, this is the exact configuration that I wanted. The same exact handle that I wanted. I wanted the diamond titanium textured handles. And I wanted the drop point style of blade here. This one in particular, I believe is coming in 3V. If I'm wrong about that, I'll put it in the pinned comment, but I believe it is 3V. And don't hold your breath on the availability of any of the AD20s, the Demco AD20s. There are 20.5s, which is the Taiwanese made version. They are very good. But, they're the next best thing, when it comes to the AD20s here. They just aren't quite as good. After getting to handle one previously from brother Jamie, he lent me his to try out and make sure, if I really wanted one for, content purposes as well. But getting that knife only made me want one even more, so it really solidified adding one to the collection. But I set out at the beginning of the year to try and get one, and I didn't think that it would happen for sure. But in a live stream, I mentioned that, this is the knife that I set out this year to find and get. And it just so happened that Carco had the exact same model that I wanted, the exact same version, even the 3V. I wanted 3V or Magna Cut, and it just so happened he had one in 3V with the diamond textured titanium, and we can bring out a 20.5. It's been shown many times, I'm sure. But the AD20s here are just a much more substantial knife than the 20.5s. Now, the 20.5s are a great knife, in their own right. But they just don't quite compare to the USA made version. There's the sheep's foot, or the shark's foot as Demco calls it, and then we have the same similar blade shape here. It's called a clip point by Demco. Kind of is more of a drop point, kind of right there in the mix. It does have a nice low tip in accordance to that pivot. Might be just above the pivot by a smidge. But still nice and low, going to be able to do nice precise work with it if need be. But you can just see here, it's so much more substantial. The handle is a little bit longer. It is quite a bit thicker. It's quite a bit taller, wider. The blade is much more substantial on the 20. And then you can see here that the blade stock is also going to be much more substantial on the AD20 here. Just a bigger, more substantial knife all the way around. Now, this one is not going to have the thumb studs, which is, not a big deal to me. I do enjoy the cutout and stud combo, but it does, I don't mind this one bit. I'm not going to miss the stud on this, not having it. Ain't going to bother me one bit. The nice cutout. The cutout is even more substantial than the 20.5. So you have that nice, long, tall, wide cutout for the deployment option on the 20. And I gotta say, it feels like the lock is even more, I don't know, it just feels like the lock is even better done. I mean, it probably is better done. The lock is even thicker, obviously, to make up for the heavier, thicker knife. So it's just a bigger, better knife, in my opinion. Better made all the way around. The 20.5s are still great, but I don't think they can hold a candle to the 20s that are USA made, or the 20 that is USA made. Now, I do have another one to bring out. So this is the one that was sent in by brother Jamie. And not sure when this one came out. It must be a little bit newer because it has this blade shape. I think he's gotten it fairly recently. But so this one is a little bit different, but still an AD20. You have that same handle. This one's going to be in G10, I believe it is, the Diamond G10. And then it's got the same nice stone wash. That's one thing, they all have in common is they have a beautiful stone wash, a great working finish, if you will. But this definitely has a nice heavy stone wash on it. But here you can see a couple of the different blade shapes that Demco does. A couple of different versions, the 20.5 in the shark's foot, the 20.5 in the clip point, and then I think, what is he calling this? I forget what, is it the shark cub maybe? I forget what he's calling this blade shape exactly. It is a cool blade shape. I do like the leaf-shaped style of blade. And this one is also in 3V, if you were wondering. It looks like, by just a smidge, and it might be just my angle as well, but it looks like the clip point is just a hair longer. But maybe it's just the way that it looks while they're laying here. But they both feel awesome in hand. The titanium version is definitely much heavier than the G10 version. You can kind of see there how thick those titanium slabs are. Definitely a hunk of titanium there for that handle. Now, it has the standard Demco pocket clip on there, which can be changed out with a Lynch clip. It can be changed out with, I think, Rip's Garage Tech also does an aftermarket clip for the 20s and the 20.5s. But just in case you are unfamiliar, you have never seen this knife before, I'll show you guys what it looks like in the pocket. And if you have only ever seen deep carry, or that's all you've ever known, and you don't know why a designer or a company would do a clip like this, and the reason that clips are done like this, like what Spyderco typically does on their production knives like this, Benchmade does it as well. It's a lower mounted clip, and the reason for that is so that you can actually get this knife out of your pocket very easily, and also return it back to the pocket very easily as well. You have a nice amount of surface area here to grab a hold of this thing and rip it out of your pocket, get it out and use it, and then the same ability to go ahead and put it back down in the pocket. It's a utility thing. It's a function thing. It's what actually should be on a user knife. Now, of course, deep carry clips and other various clips have their roles as well, and I have plenty of all of them. But if you're looking at a knife to be a user, something you're going to get in and out of your pocket every day, multiple times a day, this is the type of clip that you want to have, the type of pocket clip you want to have. If you have a knife for tactical style reasons or something like that, self-defense, then of course, go for the ultra deep carry clip, or you just want to be ultra concealed. That's not something I typically worry about on my average day. And if it is something I'm concerned with when I'm going somewhere, for whatever the reason may be, then I just get a knife out that has a deep carry clip. That's not going to stop me from going and getting a design that I really love because it doesn't have a pocket clip that, you know, I most want. I've had people tell me, you know, a knife like this, they love it, but they won't buy it because it's not deep carry. I mean, who cares? And you can change it so that it is deep carry. So I don't know. It don't make sense to me. Why, you know, prohibit yourself and hinder yourself from getting an awesome design over something, you know, so stupid? You know, what are the chances you are going to need your knife from concealment in a self-defense, you know, situation? I mean, it'd be great to have, but if you're getting out your knife for self-defense, things have gone seriously wrong, and nobody's going to care whether it's deep carry or not, and you're probably going to wish that you had a clip like this so you could grab a hold of it better. But, you know, I will quit my little rant there. But as far as carry, I think it's great. I have one right here. I don't know if that will work. It probably would. Which I might try it and see. It probably does work. Looks like the same hole pattern. But I'll eventually probably get something that's like a satin finished. And then that way I have both. I have the ability to just pop those screws out, throw this on if I want, you know, that type of carry. But, you know, I left the regular clip on the other one too as well, because there's certain times I want one and certain times I want the other. But I'll probably get one. That way I have the option to do both as far as carry goes. As far as ergonomics, guys, this thing is going to be a dream in the hand. If you have XL sized hands, or even, you know, if you have large XL, probably even double XL, especially with this full choke up area here, you are going to be extremely comfortable here. The way this is done, the lock also gives you a nice, almost like a backspacer up towards the top of the spine. Look at those massive standoffs this thing has. That is ridiculous. Holy hell. Looks like car rims. A small car and its rims are in there. That's what it looks like. That is awesome. But yeah, this thing is ultra comfortable, guys. Right in the standard grip here. And then it's going to be equally very comfortable in the choked up spot. Just very nice. And then because of that choke up spot, you'll be able to get right up on that tip like I enjoy doing. I love getting up on the tip here. And you can do precise cuts, that style of cutting. And then you'll have a ton of control over this blade in this choked up grip. A ton of control. Should we see what kind of edge is on this guy right now? Let's see what's on it. I will probably touch this thing up regardless. This has been, you know, I'm a second owner. Carco is obviously the first owner. And it still has a beautiful edge on it. Ooh. So I'll probably just touch this thing up, throw it on the strap a little bit, and she will be razor sharp again. She already is. Come on. Ooh, yeah. Just something, guys, about a USA made knife that is, you know, there are lemons that are USA made knives for sure. But there are some very, very good ones out there as well. And Demco, more often than not, the Godfather himself, his designs are phenomenal. His locks are all but flawless. He created 3 true locks. A lock is something you need a key or something like that to unlock it. And the key for the scorpion lock, the triad lock, the shark lock is the switch. That is how this knife is unlocked. There is no other way to unlock this knife. And what I mean by that is this lock is not going to fail on you. What is going to fail first is this blade is going to snap. The blade and the pivot are going to snap out of the handle. This lock is not going to fail you. Demco has created 3 robust, strong, dependable locks for folding knives, and it's great to see. Is it a must-have? Is it something you truly need? Maybe, but no, on the other hand as well. These are very overbuilt, overdone, but it's just nice that there is someone out there who's really trying to provide us with an actual lock. And if you're not really familiar, frame locks and liner locks and those types of locks, they can be strong, but those are more meant so that we can open the knives one-handed easily, and so that the blade isn't just going to come back down on our hand. It keeps the blade open, you know, doesn't necessarily lock the blade open. These lock the blade open, and it's awesome. I love the whole idea, the premise, everything that goes into these Demcos, the AD10s, the AD15s, and then obviously the 20 and 20.5s. I love them. I love the whole, you know, aurora of the knife, the idea, what goes into them. Demco truly makes a folding knife, you know, that is a great user, God tier user. That's what these are, God tier. You know, you're looking for a God tier user. Demco 20, AD20. That there's no question about it. Kind of pick your poison with the blade shape and the steel choice, and you are going to be getting a phenomenal knife, guys. There's no doubt about it in my head. We'll be doing a lot more content on this knife coming up. A huge shout out again to Carco for selling me the knife. Really appreciate it, brother. Hit the thumbs up button. Let me know what you think of the AD20. Let me know what you think of Demco. Let me know what you think of the Shark Lock and all the other locks that Demco has created. I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say about Demco and his knives and his locks. In my opinion, I hold him in the top tier, at the top of that tier when it comes to design and especially lock design. He is the godfather, in my opinion. You'll have to let me know. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Really love to hear from you guys. If you are new here, we release videos just like this one every single day. Not always a USA made knife, but we release knife content, EDC content every single day. Hit the subscribe button, ring the little bell. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I'll throw up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next one.